Right, update on Discovery 2, repairing the chassis. There's been a few bits done. Side steps have been cut off and removed. Like we said, these are still in good nick, so we could cut them bolts off, slide them out and slide some new steps on, and they're still solid. But Dad has been doing this bit of the chassis here. Let me just flip the camera around. He's just got his plate cut to size, and it's actually solid here. So all that round there is solid. It's still nice and thick.
Do you want that piece off?
Well, now you can see what it looks like. Basically, these inner pieces here, they run all the way along there, and they're absolutely solid as well.
Yeah, there's no rot on these at all.
No, there's no holes in them, no rot. You can see where the original spot weld was. So basically, it's cut round the edge and then got a chisel and hammered up the back of them to peel all the rusty pieces off and the piece of plate off there.
And then MOE.
And same underneath, that's all solid under there as well. And that'll be done underneath in one strip along there. Well, it'll have two strips, but you'll have a weld along the bottom there and then a weld along there, and that'll all be ground off, so you won't even look like this has been touched. And a piece in there, and then that'll be have a seam weld down there. You can see how well that fits. It actually sits there. You'll have a seam weld down there, which will be ground flat, so all this will look like one piece, and the rest of it is solid. We've belted it with hammer, and it is absolutely solid. And then the same will be done where we need to do it on the other bits. Obviously that bit's got to all be cut out and done the same, but once that's got a strip down there and all this is sort of ground back and painted and made to look nice, then it'll be sorted and solved at the back of here, and we'll paint it with some anti-rust, whatever the hell it is, under there as well. So that's what's gone on so far. Have you done anything else? Cross members removed at the front. So that's gone from under the bumper there. The bumper's still sturdy without them, but cross member's gone. That piece has got to be put back on there.
Fog light's been fixed back in.
Fix that fog light back in there, so that's all nice and solid as well. So getting somewhere with it. You've swapped the key over here. Have you got to do anything with that?
The key?
Yeah. Is it all done?
Yeah, I swapped it all the internals over.
Yeah, into that new fob.
Yeah, it's in the car actually.
And that's all done.
And that's all been done, so it works, locks and opens.
What do people think about these wheels? Should it keep the 16-inch? Because I know some people like 16-inch because they've got bigger walls on and they prefer them over the 18s. And if somebody did buy it to turn into a bit more off-roady, there's more options of a 16-inch, like all-terrain tyre, general grabbers and stuff like that. There is more 16s.
There's more.
So do you think we should keep that on the 16s on, or put the 18s on there? In the comments, tell us.
There's more.
Oh yeah, so this is the Ace, and before you should have seen it on the video that there was just a pipe, there was Jubilee clipped on. Not sure that would have ever worked because the pressure that goes through this Ace system when it's going. We actually did put a panel on this before and did a fix on there, and if you watch our previous videos, it was about a 2 mil piece, or that we put on there before, maybe.
It was, about 1 mil.
1.5 mil maybe, and it had actually bulged out in the two holes where the pipes would have come out normally. So this has got a thicker plate on there behind this block here. If you look in our previous videos, you'll see the video that we did where we showed you exactly what we did on here. But basically there's been a plate put on there, it's been sealed, and that's been put back on the top, and we'll plug that back in. Then hopefully when we start it, fill the Ace up, it should work and the light should go off. But yeah, we're getting somewhere. We have found another hole, unfortunately. Hey, babe? Oh yeah, put a new fuel filter on because that was hammering fuel out there and it was absolutely full of dirt. But we have found a hole there, which is not great news, but we're going to have to get the shock off, and we're going to have to, I mean, the good thing is we get the shock off, we get all this off, and we can just get the hammer on all this as well and test all that and all. So we'll do that as well. So keep watching, and we'll keep showing you what we're doing. What else you doing?
Did we put the brake pipes on before?
Oh, the brake pipes need doing, yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, bad, gone there. So we're gonna go probably go front to back with brake pipes as well, and put new copper ones on it. We're probably gonna have to put new ferrules onto these. If we can get them out of these flexes, we'll have to put new ferrules on there as well. But we had done that on a video before, so hopefully we'll show you doing the brake pipes, because that's a video we haven't done yet. And we've done most things. So I know somebody asked us when are you going to remove a gearbox, because you wanted to remove a gearbox, but that we're probably never going to do that.
Fortunately,
No, we've had ones with squealy gearboxes. When they change the clutch, they don't change the copper bearing, the thrust, the copper bearing that the gearbox goes into, that the input shaft goes into, and you get a squealing every time you're pulling away. We've had a couple of them, but people aren't too fussed as long as the clutch feels good. And to take it all to pieces to change a bit of copper, you know.
I don't think they, you know,
No.
scraping it all and wire brushing it.
Yeah.
Gone along.
And just keep cleaning it. You can see we'll clean these up a little bit as well. They look a lot fresher. So when them are painted with some sealant, underbody sealant, they'll look good as well. Because there's nothing wrong with them. It's just all it is flaky paint. Oh yeah, them have been took off.
Yeah.
We'll make new ones for them. So just out of a couple of pieces of plate, because you can buy them. I'm about 45 quid for a pair, but you can make them as well.
Yeah, we make them. We've got the plate.
A bit of plate and make them out of that instead of, I mean, obviously at 45 quid, they're in the right shape already and everything, you just bolt them on, but to be honest, just bolting them on don't happen when it's like this.
No, you've got to wangle your way around it,
Yeah.
Make it fit.
Yeah, we will be doing some videos soon, because on the Defender, if you're interested in Defenders, because that's stopped being our work vehicle now, and we've got a new van. This has been retired, so we're going to put a bulkhead in it. So there'll be some videos on that, so please like and subscribe and keep watching. But recently my dad's found this tool in Lidl.
Yeah.
Is it? It's a Lidl tool, so we're going to show you what we've bought and how good it is. It's Parkside, which you pretty much find exclusively at Lidl, don't you?
Yeah.
20 volts. They always come in a good box, the Parkside stuff. They've got the metal little things to close them, the latches, handle, decent box. And it is a sort of an impact ratchet, electric ratchet type thing, eh? Mm. Whereas a lot of your normal ratchets just spin, this has got sort of an impact function as well, because it does do the like rattling, Davy.
Yeah.
It comes with...
It is an impact rival.
Yeah. So it comes with a little adapter there to change the size of the thing down there. You've got these few sockets, which are deep impact style sockets. It doesn't come with a battery and it doesn't come with a charger. Luckily, we had a Parkside grinder that failed after, 12 months. But we did buy it second hand anyway. This is brand new, and it had got a battery and a charger with it. So we've only had to buy this thing, which is how much?
£29.
29 quid for that. And it's pretty substantial. It's got a bit of weight to it, but it ain't too heavy. And you've got backwards and forwards on there, on that big button, which is nice. You don't have to keep clicking.
You do. There.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do? There.
You can use that button anywhere.
Oh, you can use it? It's how you like back and forwards like that? Oh, there's the reverse function. Ignore what I said. But it's easier to get into stuff than using a normal impact gun. So obviously a normal impact gun, like the Milwaukee one, which is knocking about somewhere, is difficult to get into things like up there. Up there you've got a nut on the end of that, and you wouldn't be able to get an impact gun in there without extensions and all sorts of different things, and it'd never sit right. But this, you can get it up there, like doing the bump stops there. Look, see that nut on the end of there? You can get it to the bump stops through there. So it looks like it's going to be a handy tool. We'll do another review after we've used it for a bit and see how it is, but so far so good. It's just took that out of there, that big bolt out of the suspension, which was pretty stuck in there. We've had to warm the nut up, which is a captive nut there. One for Sleepy Cat pictures, that's a captive nut, just in case you don't know. But anyway, he got that out quite easily. So there you go, 25 quid, we'll see how it goes. It's got a light on it as well, which is nice. Helps you see what you're doing when you're in there. So we're going to be using that on all the stuff we're doing at the moment. And just a quick update on that. You can see, but it's all coming together nicely. So please like and subscribe. I would put a link in the description, but it's from Lidl, so go and buy one. See you in the next one. There's the little peephole. So it's in a bit of a spot. It can be a nightmare, but you're just going to have to hammer around and make sure that the sides of this spring mount and all that sort of stuff are okay, and in that sort of area as well. And we'll take it back and see what's what and what needs cutting out and what needs welding. It's a bit of a nightmare in there, getting the grinder in and stuff.
Yeah, I could have done that after I took that shocker out. Got easier access to it.
Oh yeah, the bump stop. Yeah, it looks all right behind the shock. Yeah,
you can still see
it's quite thick through the arm.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, that's another hole anyway.
Clean that up.
But this is what happens with these. As you go along, you find holes. So we'll get that cleaned up and done.